Welcome to channel AMEC, your insight to the Australian visa system. G'day everyone, my name is Carl Young, your online YouTube migration consultant here. Now today I would like to share this video in regards to the general skill migration program and what you are required to do prior to the planning of this GSM migration. Okay, so a lot of people knows the most commonly used migration pathway is obviously through a general skill migration by ways of utilizing your original qualification and work experiences and then gain a migration pathway into Australia. So a lot of people come to Australia through a way of study abroad, choosing Australian university and graduated, got a job experiences, then migrate. Now there's a key here which this video is going to discuss in detail and explain it with introductory to all the different assessing authority. So this is the skill assessment. Now very important. Since 2019, predominantly 90% of all the skill visas require skill assessment. So prior to that, a lot of visas does not require. All you need to do is declare and show a little bit of experiences and evidence of your qualifications. Then immigration does not really go into detail to find out where your qualification actually meet the Australian standards. But since last year, all the visa changed. Also with all the regional skill migrations, skill assessment become a mandatory and compulsory for all visas. Now today I would like to take you into all the depths and how you can find out what occupation that you're in and what sort of skill assessing authority is required to be done. Okay, so first one, I would like to take you to the immigration website where you could basically Google and type in homeaffairs.gov.au space skill occupation list. Then you should be able to land at this page where it says skill occupation list, and they give you a lot of descriptions and a lot of visa in between. Basically meant that most of the skill employment required visas required to have skill standards, standardized skill under the ANZ code. So how do you utilize this page? First of all, you need to find out what qualification and background work experiences that you are. Think about what you're really being called as a job title. Then what you need to do is come down here, go to the search functions and basically punch in what you are. So for example, if you go into shift, it basically jump here and tells you the ANZ code number is 351311 and the availability of visas available for shift is all down the middle. Now very important part, as long as under the list column it says MLTSSL, that basically spells out medium long term skill assessing list. Okay, that basically meant that most predominantly used visa can be done. Now the final column says assessing authority. I'm sorry, I actually cover that part. Now it's right down here now. Okay, now you can see there's a TRA. So once you click, it basically prompts you where the assessing authority will be, and once you click on that, you actually they will take you to the actual landing page of that skill assessing authority. So in order to meet that requirement, your occupation required to be assessed, okay, and get a positive result. If you get a negative result, basically they will tell you what is outstanding and what is additionally required to be done. So that gives you a way of directions of where to go. Obviously everybody will aim for a positive result, so it's best that you get your migration consultant to help you out or find out more information, or perhaps you leave a comment below, we can direct you to the right place. So again, I can demonstrate this with other stuff. So if we go ICT, so again, not barrister, but it will show you a lot of ICT related jobs, occupation here, and also the coding here, and also the visa requirement, and also again the assessing authority at the right hand side. That will direct you there. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take you to actual numbers of commonly used assessing authorities. Obviously there's a lot more out there, and I will be doing a series of introductory to different type of skill assessing authority for different occupations in the coming videos. Okay, so the first one I want to introduce is the VETASSESS. So this is one of the most commonly used assessing authority, where 70-80% of the occupation is actually listed in this skill assessing authority. So how you gotta use it? Again, you go to Google, you type in VETASSESS, basically you land yourself here, and it's the website designed pretty well, because as you can see right down here, it's my angle down here. Okay, now it tells you step 1, step 2, step 3. I'm sorry the words is very tiny. I try to magnify, but the website doesn't allow me to do it. Okay, now it also has a search function down here. So if we type in let me think about any occupation here. Maybe I just punch in manager. Okay, now it will show you numbers of different occupations under managers. Okay, it's all down here. Now if we go to, for example, cinema or theater manager, and you click on that, it will take you to the next page and tells you exactly what you are required to prepare. Now bear in mind, since the later year of 2019, all the skill assessing authority requires all documentation to be color scanned, professional scan. So no more mobile phone photos. Okay, they don't accept that. Okay, and also plus you need to get a passport photo, clear digital version, and to upload into the system. Otherwise it will just not take any certified copy or black and white, unless your document is actually black and white. Black and white is the color for that documentation, but otherwise most of the proof of evidence will require to be color professionally scanned. Now the other thing is, for the word references, it also required to be color scanned. Make sure the word reference does have the title of the business, employers, the name, address, phone number, website, and also the dates, and the managers needs to describe what you have done, your job role, your wage, and also detailed description of what you do, and also obviously sign it down the bottom in color, so that then they will be accepted. So that's across 90% of all assessing authority. It's a bit higher standard than it's required for visa immigration website, where they can take certified copy. So black and white, you get people certified, that's fine, but skill assessing authority, no more. Okay, now the next one is Trade Recognition Australia. Now that's for most of the tradesmen occupations. What you require to do is you go to the program here, and basically it pops out all these different selections. So the Job Ready program is for people who had taken courses in Australia. So you're a graduate Australian, as an Australian international students, and then obviously you take a Job Ready program, go to actual on-site, start working, internship, getting all the hours, and it has 3 or 4 steps. Go to Job Ready employment, and further down, and you get a full assessment. Now bear in mind, under the current systems, I don't know whether they're gonna change or not. If you only have a tradesman diploma or certificates for the graduate temporary work visas, it only allows you to stay for 18 months. Very commonly people ask, well, it's not enough, what do I do? My answer is I don't know. The government has not allowed a trades qualification to actually have 2 or 3 years or working visas after you graduate. So my best bet is that if you're on that pathway now, you better not to apply for the 485 visa, but to get another bachelor degree or master degree. Then you get a better PSW stream, where they're giving you 2 or 3 years of work visas that allows you to accumulate all the work hours. Now TSS skill assessment, the second part, basically that's for employment work visa requirements. So if you are lodging a visa for TSS visa and you're a tradesman, then TSS skill assessment is required. Now, offshore and migration skill assessment is more for general skill migration. So if you do have qualification externally offshore of Australia or in Australia or elsewhere, and work experiences accrue elsewhere, obviously you need to demonstrate with all the documentation like tax assessment, tax refund, pay slips, work references all together in color scanned copy, and then you can do a migration skill assessment here as well. So that's for tradesmen. Now the other commonly used is the Engineer Australia. So if you have engineering degree, whether you have accomplished in Australia or offshore, if it's offshore, make sure it's in Washington Accord. Otherwise, a CDR is required, which is the competency demonstration report. That basically spells out a requirement of how you can demonstrate with 3 cases that you'll have the qualification or knowledge required for that particular engineering knowledge. Okay, that's for engineering. And ACS is Australian Computer Society. That's for all the IT people. Very interestingly, the Australian Computer Society, although they are for all the IT and techie people, but their website design is not really well, but the portal is quite good. Again, it doesn't give you a guideline on the website. Instead, they have this down here with a guideline down here. No one's gonna look beyond here anyway, but let me show you this so you can see it's down right here. And once you click, it's not an interactive web page. It comes out with a PDF file. So, and then you have to go through all these detail if your qualification is offshore or in Australia, or assessed differently. So if we go back, let me quickly introduce what the difference is. Now, if your qualification is in Australia, all you require is you complete a professional year program, then you get full skill assessment, or you complete a 1-year full-time work experience, and then you get that full skill assessment as well. So the skill assessment requirement is that you get the right qualification and plus work experiences for 1 year. Now, if your qualification is offshore, meaning that it's not in Australia, then your work experience is required to be double. You need to have 2 years of work experiences in order to meet that Australian standards. So obviously they recommend, what they're trying to do is they recommend that if you want to study IT, come to Australia and study IT. So that's what they're trying to do. Okay, now the next one, the commonly used one is the let's see, this is APRA. Okay, let me adjust the web page. You can see here. Now that's for most of the medical people. Okay, that include Dr. MD, nurses, podiatrists, optometrists, all the different type of medical occupations in there. Now the landing page here, I'm obviously showing obviously qualified, but obviously there are Australian standards as well. They can also even show you the approved program and which university you should study in order to get your registration for Australian health practitioners registration. Now bear in mind, some of the medical professionals require registration and then a skill assessment. For example, nurses, you get your registered nurses registration, okay, but then you still have to do another skill assessment under NMAC. So it's different. Now some does not require. For example, if you do optometrists, they require additional assessment as well. If you do podiatrists, after you graduate, you get your registration. No more other registration or assessment required. So they are all different, okay. But anyway, this video actually provides you a direction and guideline what to look for. So if general skill migration to Australia is of interest of you, the first thing first is the skill assessing authority. You need to get a positive result of your skill assessment of your occupation. Anyway, if you do have any other question or inquiry, more than happy to leave a comment. We'll respond back to you in a timely manner. And finally, I would like to invite you to consider subscribe to this channel, so once we get a new updated video, you get the most updated information about Australian inside of visa system. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.